Fernandez has started well in this game. He's looked sharp. He has been one of the sparks in this game so far.
Good on by Fernandez. Fernandez. Shaking off Lennon. Taken out by Koval, who's probably going to get a yellow card here. He does.
He just takes Fernandez right out of the game. That looks to be a shocking injury.
Fernandez is in agony. It doesn't look good at all for Fernandez against his former club.
Well, it's a 50-50 ball, you know, and obviously he has to go for the ball. I think he was a little bit unlucky that he just caught me on right my knee, so I cannot complain about that. He just apologized right away. It happens in football. When you're out there, you know that these things are happening and you have to deal with them.
Challenge. Oh, he's a right, got a yellow card for the other end, but Fernandez.
David Fernandez has proved to be one of Scottish football's best foreign imports. Since arriving from Spanish shores almost 7 years ago, he's played for no fewer than 5 clubs, regularly scoring goals and creating fear in the minds of defenders along the way. In the next half hour, we'll be following him on his road to recovery. Nearly 2 months after damaging his cruciate ligament against Celtic, and David checks into hospital in Glasgow, he meets Dr. Gordon Mackay, the surgeon who'll be carrying out his operation.
David's at the second phase of the reconstruction of his knee. Unfortunately, a fairly extensive injury involving multiple ligament damage as well as some damage to the surface and the nerve here at the side of his knee. We're in the second phase, having reconstructed the posterior aspect, or the posterolateral aspect of the knee, and we're now going to be reconstructing the cruciate ligament, which is the central post and stabiliser for the knee.
There are many players around football and other contact sports that have had to give up the game. In fact, in all honesty, there are many players who probably had to give up not even knowing what was wrong with them at that time. There's certainly many rugby players and football players in the past have damaged their cruciate, and that's been the end of their career.
Nowadays, I think there's more chance of you sort of carrying on playing. Unfortunately, in my time, when sort of medical science wasn't so good, I had to give up because of eye and knee problems, but I don't think that will happen to David.
We often think of bad leg breaks as being more serious, but in fact, if you look at somebody like Henrik Larsson, who broke his leg at Celtic and had an excellent rehabilitation and was back playing, when he moved to Barcelona, he tore his cruciate ligament and was out from playing longer with his cruciate than he was with what seemed like a horrendous leg break.
Bored, you know, really bored, but just looking forward to get through this operation and start the rehab. Everything has been so weird in the last couple of months that, you know, one more thing doesn't really matter, you know. I think the doctor is cool about it, I'm cool about it, so let's do it. And
it's relatively rare. This is the sort of injury that you're more likely to get when you hit a bumper of a car than playing football. So yeah, David's certainly at the more extreme end of the spectrum. He likes to be colourful.
I'll be suing you.
You always miss football, obviously, but when you have this kind of injury, it's a long way to go. So as you're trying to think something else, you know. I'm watching movies now. You know, I think I'm gonna become an actor after the show.
With Christmas approaching, David heads into theatre, where the operation is expected to last more than 90 minutes.
On the operating table today, we'll be using a bit of donor tissue in David's situation to reconstruct the cruciate ligament, which has been stretched out and has actually failed within the joint. Because there has been such extensive disruption of his left knee, we'll be harvesting this tendon from the good knee to minimise any further insult to this joint. Within 6 weeks, the actual tendon fibres integrate into bone, and this is like a dead graft now. This is not a living tissue. So it has to get a new blood supply and come back to life again. And that's where you've got to be careful in terms of your rehabilitation. The club doc and physio are very much responsible for my results. So I work closely with them because they're partly dependent on me and I'm dependent on them. So it's teamwork, really.
Surgical techniques have advanced over the last 20 or 30 years. In the beginning there was an attempt just to sew the ligament back together again, but although it's a strong ligament, it's got a very poor blood supply, so in fact that makes healing of the ligament very difficult.
I ruptured my cruciate ligament in my left knee, my ACL, January 2001. I made a full recovery from that, but a year and a half later, unfortunately I ruptured it again. Just two accidents, complete accidents, nobody's to blame, just caught my studs in the surface, both times. Very, very simple, both very painful. Just a common injury, unfortunately.
Nowadays, surgical technique has advanced so that it's done through a keyhole approach, so the knee's not even opened now, it's done through telescopic surgery, and that has a big part to play in the speed of the rehabilitation from this injury.
After nearly 2 hours, the operation is over and the procedure is hailed a success.
Well, we don't like to brag, but I wouldn't tackle him quite yet, but he's certainly on the mend. I was quite pleased. His surgery went as well as we could possibly hope for today. I think he'll be home for Christmas.
Just 8 weeks after sustaining the injury, and David is straight into the club gym to begin the rehabilitation process.
It's been a long 2 months, and now I have the reward that I can start doing the rehab. I feel pretty good actually. I thought it was going to be much worse, to be honest with you. I think that the most important thing is the first 2 months, I guess, because it's going to be painful. But after that, I think when I get my leg moving, you know, quite comfortable, after that I think it's going to be easier. It's going to be hard work, but different kind of hard work. You know, it's going to be more like fitness kind of hard work. Right now it's more like, there you are, it's going to be painful. I cannot do anything about it, you know.
In charge of David's recovery is Kilmarnock Football Club physio Alec McQueen. The pressure is on Alec to try and get one of Killy's top players fit before the new season.
Don't try to help me because the camera is here, man.
I know.
You don't do that.
I'm just making sure you don't fall.
Oh, yes.
Not you, you probably do. Hurry up.
This is the crucial bit. The first 2 weeks is crucial because we need to get it into extension. If we don't get it into extension, we're going to have problems later on in the rehab. Spoke to the surgeon yesterday and he was pleased. So it's just cracking on now with the rehab.
David's a smashing lad, he really is. When it happened, we were all gutted for him, you know. But right away, I knew he was capable as Alec. I mean, Alec is, I can't praise him enough. He's different class, so he'll make sure he gets back from it. I've no doubts at all.
Seriously, this does nothing to my knee, but it's just because he doesn't like me. It's just the only reason.
Relax. Bring your other leg up. Relax.
So it's one in there. No,
Never mind the daft wee tattoo. Okay. Push your knee down. And lift that up. He's got to get himself focused, but he is focused. I mean, because we can now move the knee and start to work it, he's more focused than he was before. He was a wee bit down the last couple of weeks because he couldn't move his knee, but now we can start some work on it and he can get going. So he's all right now.
I was bored more than anything else. You know, I mean, I couldn't do any much for 2 months, so we just came here to see the lads. But the lads went training. I don't know, I was just sitting here
in the gym,
talking to him.
Working in the gym.
Yeah.
The aims of the rehab at the moment is bending, flexing his knee to 90 degrees and getting full extension, reducing the swelling, and then we just crack on from there. If we can achieve them in the 2 weeks, we'll be doing well. And it's on course at the moment. I mean, this is 4 days post-op and he's almost got full extension. So
because I'm working. No?
No.
No.
I think Alex has been amazing with me, and those terrible days you have to get through, he's been there just slapping my face saying, well, you need to get through this. I was like, all right, But you need that. You need a guy like this, and he's been, really, sweet with me when he has to, and tough with me when I didn't do what I have to do.
¿Cómo está? Very well. I've been better. Bien.
Before my injury, I didn't actually know him at all. Well, obviously I did, but not this kind of relationship we have now. We just insult each other every day. It's great. No, it's been the main part of my recovery. I don't think I will be able to do this without him. It's just, especially the very first stage of the injury when he has to force the knee and try to get the knee straight, the knee tended, and I wouldn't be able to do it by myself. It's and also, he tells you when you're doing fine, when you're doing bad, and he phones me at home, just trying to tell me what the hell I'm doing, if I'm doing my exercises. So he's been unbelievable. He's been a big part of my rehab, but sometimes a pain in the ass.
It's nearly a month after David Fernandez's knee operation, and he has an appointment to keep with his surgeon, Dr. Gordon Mackay.
David, good to see you back after your holiday. How are you getting on?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad.
Okay. So the joint at the moment is still slightly swollen, as we'd expect. You have had this muscle wasting and thinning again, which is
really?
strangely enough, quite a wee bit of muscle wasting, and but on the whole, it's settling quite well. It's not too tense. Swelling. Now, can you bend it up gently? Just let me see. Right. Okay, that's very good.
That is when I start.
You start to feel it getting tighter now.
No, it's not my knee. It's all the time here.
It's always round at the back, is it?
Yes, it's all the time here. It's nothing to do with my knee. It's being here all the time.
Just round with the nervous or something.
It's been.
Okay.
And I don't know. For some reason today I've been doing exercises. And it
Seems to have aggravated a bit more, pushing down on it.
No, it didn't aggravate because I feel more comfortable now. But now, when I bring my knee there, it's like.
Well, I think that's fine. We're getting to 90 degrees. We're a little short just on full extension, but we knew we had tightness from reconstructing the posterior corner, so that's fine. I'm very pleased with David's progress at this stage. He has had a short break for Christmas, but and he's ready to start some more demanding rehab. We're only 3.5 weeks after his cruciate ligament reconstruction, and at this stage we're concerned. Really, it's just assessing his progress and determining how rapidly we can proceed from here.
Hopefully, we'll be back, by pre-season, which is for us our main target right now, But we need to be patient, and I think the most important thing is going step by step and see how the knee progressing in the next few months to be more realistic when I will be back, for sure. Now just trying to keep support the team and hopefully everything will go fine,
David's not just a great player, he's a fantastic lad. He loves the banter around about the club, and everybody's taken to him. And we knew that before he came, that everybody was a popular round about the dressing room, and so we'll look after him right, and I'm sure he's got a will to come back and be part of what we're trying to achieve.
I think he'd only been here for a week, and he was one of the loudest people in the changing room. He's a really funny guy, and his English is great for being Spanish. Well, I think everybody saw before he got injured. I think we went to Tynecastle and won 2-0, and he was outstanding that day, and he was just starting to really come onto a game when he got injured. So I think everyone's just looking forward to him coming back and getting back to where he was.
You have to learn the Scottish football is much physical than the Spanish one, and you have to learn that quickly. This kind of injury is a tricky one. We need to keep working the same way we're doing at the moment, and I cannot actually, well, if the knee is so, I need to get through the pain, and if that happens, I think I'm pretty sure I have a good chance to start pre-season. But again, I don't think it's the most important thing at the moment. The most important thing is just to get the knee ready for a high level, and if it takes a little bit longer, well, it's no problem, as long as the knee gets
better and stronger.
Week 5 and things are looking up as David finally has movement in his damaged knee.
Actually, the progress has been quite remarkable. You know, I mean, I'm quite pleased. I lost the crutches, which is quite important. I lost the brace as well. You know, it's getting easier, I guess, but I don't know. Still a lot of work to do.
We're just going through exercises now that were basically working on his balance and coordination, getting his knee moving. The first exercise was the chair pull, and that's working his hamstrings, getting more control through the knee through stabilising the muscle control. But he's coming on really well. I'm really pleased with the way he's coming on.
In the morning, it's because it's stiff. It's a little bit uncomfortable. When actually Alec is forcing the knee, you know, when he's trying to actually get the extension, is when it's a little bit sore. Doing the exercises, it gets easier and easier. So it's not painful, but it's a little bit annoying.
There is some days that you can see that he's a wee bit down because like things haven't been going right with his knee or something, but most of the time he's having a laugh and that. But on the odd occasion, he's sometimes a wee bit down, but the next day in the morning he's always back up for it, and that he comes in. I think just when Alec the physio gives him a hard day, he feels a wee bit sorry for himself.
It's obviously annoying, you know, and it's frustrating, you know, to get up every morning and, you know, sometimes you're thinking, well, you know, I didn't get any progress because it's the same kind of feeling every morning. But after 2 or 3 minutes, it gets easier, and you can see, you know, it's getting easier, better and better every day. So, you know, but it's the same feeling every morning as well. So I think it's you have your, you know, up and downs. Well, the side of the knee is really stiff, and the nerve damage is the one that kills me the most of the time. It causes me problems in pretty much, you know, my whole leg. When it gets easier, then, you know, the pain goes away, and I'm start feeling all right. But you know, until to get to that stage, it's a long 5 or 6 hours.
It's a long rehab, and sometimes it can be boring rehab. So we've just really got to keep on top of him, make sure he's doing everything.
I think David responds to being pushed a wee bit, so Alec will be working hard with him there. We had a similar scenario with young Paul Di Giacomo before I came here, and I've never seen a lad work so hard to get back to fitness in it. And when it happened after that as well, and you know, he was single-minded. You could just tell him what to do, and he would go away and he would work extremely hard, sometimes overwork to get himself back.
I try and talk to him now and again, and how are you, how's things, and Dav will ask me questions. Well, at this stage, where were you in your rehab and that stage? But I do discuss certain things with him. Advice I can give him is just work hard and concentrate and do whatever I ask you to do. Because as I say, Alex, there's times when Alec can't be standing over him watching him. So he's got times when he's going to be on his own, no one to push him, and that's the hard bits. And you know, you've got to just grit the teeth and do it yourself.
He's doing these step-ups that help re-educate his gait. He's then working on his balance and coordination, which is at this stage is essential, that we need to get the knee moving through a full range. He's got exercises that he needs to do at home as well, so as long as he does that and does the work in here, we're getting on quite well.
I'll speak to Alec as well. Alec says he's been doing great. Everything he asked him to do, he's been doing it, working hard. So if he keeps along that road, he'll be absolutely fine. But it's very, very important that he works hard. So the only advice I can give him, Dad, if you listen, work hard, son, you'll be absolutely fine.
I got a lot of support, which is important in this kind of injury. As I say before, I mean, my teammates have been living unbelievable. Alec doesn't help me at all, but you know, my family, my friends, you know, Alec is the only one I have to say, you know, come on, man.
It was a blustery and rainy day as Kilmarnock and Hibernian met at Hampden in the CIS Cup final. However, the weather did nothing to dampen the spirits of both sets of fans. A winner in the competition with Livingston just 3 years previously, David Fernandez has to settle for a place in the stand this time around.
Sitting right here and watching the pitch, you know, I wish I could be there, but I just hope, you know, the lads doing well and we can get the trophy. That's the most important thing for me right now. Oh, it was difficult because of the result, you know.
It's mid-April and David's in high spirits as he reaches the next phase of his rehabilitation.
This is just to see the stability of the knee, but I'm not going to say anymore because I have no idea at this point. But yeah, the first time was hard, well, hard, difficult, but not hard. Now I think I'm all right. No, not really. I didn't expect the rehab being so hard. But, you know, this injury play with your mind. Sometimes you feel great one day, terrible the other day. And so you need to get through those days. There are moments in the rehab you're thinking, I've been doing this for so long, I cannot see the progression here. But for other hand, you don't want to feel that way much longer, so you need to keep doing this stuff. To be honest with you, the last month and a half, the progression has been quite remarkable. We are happy now that in this month and a half we just made this progress. So I'm able now to start jogging and do the trampoline, do this stuff is pretty new for me as well. So now I have the chance to get a sweat as well, which is good for me. And I start feeling like, you know, a footballer again.
Well, David's a player that's always impressed us when he played against us, particularly with Livingston, and you know, the player tried to get a couple of times, but you know, when the opportunity came, we knew that we wanted somebody to hold it in and, you know, make sure that we could get runners off and round about him. And he had that little bit of magic that could, you know, just change a game.
Twisting and turning, that's it. When you get to that, you're not far away. When you start doing twisting and turning exercises, big bonus here. After you get back playing, it's a different battle then, because you need to work in your fitness and your sharpness and things like that. So definitely, they're things that David will look back on when he gets to that stage and he'll look forward to. I think everything's going to plan, and hopefully, I think it's maybe pre-season or after pre-season, I'm not quite sure, but hopefully he can get back and back playing.
We know it's going to be difficult. You know, it's a long way to go yet, and there are so many things I need to get through. But I'm pretty confident that everything will go back to the way it was before. And the knee actually right now is responding so well, and I'm pleased, I'm really pleased, I'm delighted.
Halfway through his rehabilitation, and it's already been a long and testing journey for Kilmarnock's David Fernandez. Although his dream of returning to top-flight football is in sight, David knows he'll need to overcome just as many obstacles in the coming months. A player who's lit up the Scottish game year in, year out is that little bit closer to producing form like this once again.
It's 3-all. What a sensational finish this is.